for the sake of efficiency of work, I am now actually going to move over to the next strip and do all the pencils for that as well, because it is kind of more efficient to stay in one lane, blast through it, and then move on. So what's going to be fun here is I have an idea for the character design. It's going to be loosely based on a buddy of mine, Kelsey Crawford, who, by the way, has a Kickstarter of their own running right now for The Legend of Jamie Roberts Book 2. Very fun comic about a pirate scoundrel and the various adventures. Kelsey does great work. They and I have been doing the con circuit together quite a bit in the last year. Good people, check their stuff out. Their Kickstarter, I believe, just got backed at 100%. So that thing is definitely happening. It also means that, you know what? I'm going to bring up a picture of Kelsey. Not on here, over on another screen. Kelsey, if you see this, I apologize if I mess up the caricature of you. I'm going off your doodle of yourself, because that's what I'm finding. Yep, I can do better than that. There we go. That'll be close enough. Yay. Purple Beautifly in the audience says that Kelsey is their favorite artist. They're a pretty great artist. Big fan of Kelsey. Kelsey is a t-shirt person, right? You know what? I am just straight up going to use the little doodle they did of themselves. Which looks like it has an open shirt. With an undershirt there, you nasty people. None of you were thinking that, and you were all lovely. There we go. This is kind of funny because the character I use for my tabler. So one of my rules with all the characters in this comic are that I don't want anyone to be directly based on any one person. They're all at some level an archetype. Now, there's a lot of jokes that come from specific people I know. Most notably, my friend Trixie, who is a cosplayer who I hang out with a lot and ends up being the inspiration for a lot of the jokes, but she's an inspiration for multiple characters. And I made a point that none of the characters are designed exactly like her or exactly like anyone else. The one kind of exception are my tablers, who are modeled after another cartoonist friend of mine. This is Angela Boyle, basically, who does Flying Dodo Productions and is one of the first people I ever started tabling with. And I learned a lot of my tabling skills from working with her. And I happen to do a doodle of her partner and her, and really liked it just did it in that style, showed it to them, and was like, I kind of love these drawings. Can I use you guys as the models for these characters? And they were like, sure, whatever. And I've been doing it like crazy. Now, personality wise, I end up putting a lot of me in there, just because I made her a little bit too big. Whenever I end up talking about tablers, there's a lot of personal catharsis that goes into that. There we go. Now we're at the next con. Haha. Save. I don't know if I saved the other one. I'm going to do it just to be safe. For those who do not table, by the way, sharing tables is a very, very common thing that happens at conventions because getting those tables can be expensive. And when you're trying to make money at a con, you want to save as much of that money as you possibly can. It's very common, especially if you have, especially if you're friends with other tablers, which also happens quite often. All right. One of the big things I'm looking forward to now that the primary work on the book is done is I'm planning on trying to hit this comic a little bit harder. I'd really like to get it up to doing 2 strips a week. Right now, it's only posting once a week on Tuesdays around noon. And that's been fine while I've had other stuff, but this is a project that people seem to really like, and I'd really like to be able to do for people more. I'm going to put not Kelsey in a t-shirt for the new con. Have her bring up a stack of comics. And I know from a kind of funny incident that happened at a con this year, Kelsey wears a lot of leggings. There you go. Yeah, this is not going to be specifically Kelsey, but inspired by Kelsey is fine. I think they'll get a kick that they were using anyway. Yeah, as I recall, Kelsey does have a picture of themselves on the website, on their website normally, but it's been replaced by a big banner for their Kickstarter. That head is way too big. I need to fix that. So to launch both our Kickstarters, actually, Kelsey and I did a live stream last weekend. And it's funny because that was my first time doing the type of live stream that we did. I'm always usually doing these art live streams. That's how I typically do it. So when Kelsey and I discussed this, I was like, okay, so should I be prepared to draw? Like, what's going to happen? And they were like, yeah, we're probably mostly going to talk. And that was great. We went for 3 hours talking, just shooting the crap and being silly.